everybody. We are here. New edition of Dinner Plus Drinks podcast. And can we all just say, Bridget rocking the pattern?
You guys, it's sunny out. I like to pretend it's spring, even though I think there's still snow out. I'm not sure. It's also like not that warm. But yeah, man, this is like my favorite cropped pants with like cute flat shoes, not that I'm wearing right now, and a blouse. This is like my favorite go-to.
It's looking good.
Thanks. I had a sweatshirt on an hour ago.
Yeah, we were moving some stuff out of the pop-up location that we weren't able to use because, well, I think we covered that in a previous episode. But so yeah, you had the like work clothes on, and then you came down here. Actually, you beat me into the studio, and I watched, and it's like, whoa!
Bridget got dressed.
Save it for on air, but you're looking good, Bridget.
Thank you. It felt nice to like, and I wore boots, like little booties with a tiny little heel. It was like it's like I'm going to the prom.
I'm wearing the dad uniform.
Yeah, for sure.
The Patagonia Better sweater. Soon I will have all the colors, and I can just do like the Mr. Rogers thing. Of Mondays we wear the red sweater. Tuesdays we wear the green sweater.
Yeah.
And you'll know what day of the week it is by what sweater I'm wearing.
Sweater. Yeah, Tyler's got 4 of those too, I think.
So this seems like something dumb, but they have this cell phone pocket here. Okay. And it is I have the huge iPhone, and honest to God, it is so nice to like just keep it there.
I have a winter coat that has a pocket right here on the outside, and it's the best.
It's so nice.
Okay, but I know someone else that has that sweater. They had the issue that when they go to unzip the center zipper to take it off, they would unzip the cell phone pocket on accident, and then like just try and whip it off and get stuck.
Was it Tyler?
No.
Was it Elliot? That sounds something Elliot would do.
Elliot doesn't have a better sweater.
Product recommendation early. We got it at Clearwater Outdoor, who donated 20% of their sales yesterday as we film this to Open Arms Free Clinic, which was awesome. So shout out to them.
We also love Patagonia as a company.
Yep.
And you know I love thrifting, so I'm throwing another thing in early here.
Yeah.
Patagonia does a thing called Worn Wear, which is basically like thrifting Patagonia clothes. So they take like if Nick gets sick of this or there's a tiny little hole or something, he can send it in because Patagonia has an awesome warranty on their clothes.
I really like that.
And they resell. And it's in great shape.
I think we talk about this all the time about how, it's expensive, but it lasts forever. There's a great warranty. It's environmentally conscious, and vote the assholes out.
You guys know how cheap I am, thrifty I am, and Patagonia is a brand I'm happy to pay for. So anyway.
Yeah, it's bright and sunny today, but this week for me, it was windy and crappy, and I know you love the
Nick's
overcast.
really out on this. I love this weather.
Like yesterday, I was like, I just want to go away and sleep forever.
He's like, we have to talk about this. I'm like, I love this weather. What do you mean?
Daylight savings time.
Okay, daylight savings has been the worst this year. I don't know what's going on, but it's killing us. Okay, I'm just adjusting my microphone. Sorry. Sorry. Daylight savings has killed our house. My kids are sleeping later, but crappier. So like they're waking up in the middle of the night where they don't usually. I'm like, what's happening?
I'm going to save this for Kid Corner.
Okay. We'll talk about sleep later.
No, you can talk about your kids' sleep. I don't know.
But I like the cloudy overcast days. I always say it's very London out, which I love my life in London. That was brief and
the London people would kill for crappy cloudy overcast.
Whatever. I love I think it's because it's like if I have to be working or doing productive things, why do I want it to be sunny and beautiful? And so I can like look outside and be like, oh, I wish it was out there.
I wish I was outside. Yeah, I do. So. Here's a tip from somebody that works in kind of retail. First of all, don't go in and be like, oh, have a great weekend when it's Saturday afternoon and somebody's working. Like that's like, I know you're trying to be nice, but like, and most people get that, but there's always a little bit like,
thanks this is my weekend.
Thanks. So I know you're trying to be nice. You're not trying to be a jerk.
Noted.
But, also, it's such a beautiful day outside. Are you going to be able to get outside and enjoy the weather? No, I'm here working.
But maybe if you're done at like 3:00, it's still peak weather.
Yes, but not like...
Don't say it at 5:00.
Yes.
Okay, noted, everybody. So Nick doesn't like the clouds. I also really like running in cloudy weather, not sunny weather. So, okay. Anyway, I'm going to keep trying to convince him to like the cloudy weather. It's sunny today.
Oh, I forgot to give Kevin our keys back. Sad.
Oh, you can keep it because we still have things to do there.
Oh, that's right. We do.
Okay. Reminding Nick, we still have a fun activity. City of Lake Geneva. We still have a business license, so we're taking advantage of it.
A couple more. I love this thing you got coming back. We're talking about all the COVID stuff, all the year of COVID stuff.
You guys, did you see, I hope you've seen this by now, that the first baby was born with antibodies. Yay! So for all of you that are unsure about getting the vaccination,
cheers.
Obviously, cheers. a pregnant woman got the vaccination and then birthed the baby that has the antibodies. This is great, exciting news.
I wonder if Aaron's baby has the...
Oh, that's a good
actually
point.
want to messenger her about that.
I don't know if it was long enough. Well, maybe.
know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I'm not a doctor. I just think that this is an awesome, you know how we feel about
You could play one on TV. A doctor of crime.
I watch a lot of medical shows and a lot of crime dramas.
You could be a mortician. Not a mortician. What's the medical examiner? It could be a medical examiner.
That sounds terrible. Okay, hold on. I have one more thing to say about
blunt
this.
force trauma.
By a serrated knife. I'm very pro getting the vaccine, obviously. But I get the hesitation if you're pregnant, you're not sure if it's going to affect your baby, even though doctors say it's okay. But ask your doctor. This is why, it's great for this baby, but I'm so excited for the mother that made the decision and probably was a little bit nervous anyway because it's unknown.
Well, and for all the moms. This
is so great. I'm just so excited about it. So anyway, whatever. I'm happy about it. It's great news.
Yeah, I wonder how that got transferred and how long that's good for. That's awesome, though.
So, got to read into it a little bit more, but saw the headline, very happy, sharing that happy news with you.
Speaking on happy news, we are drinking something really exciting and really fun today. It is the Sipes Columbia Bock.
Yep.
I think we touched on it a little bit last episode, but we are doing a really cool lunch party with our friend Lauren from Sipes that will be occurring next week.
So you can get your tickets when you're listening.
You can still get your tickets while you're listening. Tickets $20, and what it gets you is 3 of the brand new Columbia Bocks, 3 of the already out there totally delicious extra pails, a 6-pack of Lake Geneva Country Meats Sipes beer brats, a Sipe Pilsner glass, a really cool postcard of Black Point with the Sipe stuff on it, and you get to go to the bar too.
You get to hang out with all the cool people. Virtually next Thursday.
So cook up some brats, have some beers, learn about the beer, learn about how Lauren, who is you've heard her on the podcast.
She's so lovely.
And just like a totally kick butt lady that...
Kick butt.
She, well, she's
we don't want to swear on here. We're very polite.
She didn't really know a lot about brewing or how to start a brewery. She knew she had brewing in her family history. She liked beer, and she started a beer brand back up from
it's delicious. Yeah.
So I think it's really cool to hear about that. We're going to have Dave from Black Point on to talk about what they got going on. There's some really cool Old World Wisconsin put some really neat beer programming on the menu this year. So cool stuff coming up with that. So we hope you do it.
Can we talk about how good this beer is, though?
Yes, let's talk about how good it is.
Okay, so if you've been a longtime listener, / if you're my friend, or have ever talked to me about beer, you know that Oktoberfest is my favorite beer.
Or if you were at Lake Geneva Oktoberfest, it was cool when Bridget ran it and there was a beer tent.
Well, it was cool. That's right. Sorry, R.I.P. beer tent. But this is like a better version of Oktoberfest. And it's not Oktoberfest. Please don't, I'm not misquoting the type of beer here, but it is so good. It might have upped in the ranks above any Oktoberfest beer, which I can't explain how much I love Oktoberfest. So it's so delicious.
So it's a Bock.
Yep.
She originally told me it'd be just a dark lager. I wasn't sure because they're really into historical beer styles. They have it brewed by Metropolitan Brewing in Chicago that does a great job with historic beer styles. So it's crisp, clean. If we poured it out in a glass, you can see straight through it. You won't be able to see. It's too far.
Too far away.
Or we'd have to go right up to the camera and you'd be like, oh my God, this is weird.
I would do it for you.
But I don't have anything cleared up.
But explain, you said something good to me because I was like, well, isn't Oktoberfest in the spring or in the fall? And you're like, no, this is a spring style.
Yeah, so this has got a little bit more sweetness to it. And it doesn't have the spice notes of Oktoberfest. A Marzen usually has a little bit more spice notes to it with a different malt bill. So this is a little crisper, a little cleaner, a little sweeter, and just kind of bready. It's Harold Spring. It's delicious.
It's so good.
It's crisp, clean, good flavor. So you're not quite in the I want the sweetness of corn that you'd get from a lager, like a macro lager or a craft lager that you want while you're lawn mowing and chugging your lawnmower beers.
Exactly.
But you want something crisp, clean because it's spring, but you still want a little bit of that homey flavor. This beer is just perfect. It is in my year-round rotation. However, they only made a little bit.
I was like, wait.
So come stock up. Lake Geneva Country Meats got the largest allocation in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, I remember when you were like,
So-
how much should we order? I'm like, yeah,
A lot.
all of it. This was before I had it. I just trust Lauren and the brand.
I did appreciate when I opened this for you and you were like, I mean, I know it's going to be good, whatever.
Yeah.
And then your eyes like lit up.
I didn't know it was going to be like Oktoberfest beer, man. I'm focused on learning more about wine, not beer as much, okay? So I did not realize.
I think it was a more joyous moment in your life than when Lucy arrived.
I don't know, man. It was close. I was barfing when that happened, so, you know, that brought the joy level down. Just kidding. I love my daughter.
Okay, so this is going to be...
Also,
Lucy,
this
we
beer.
love you.
I also love this beer. Okay, so
yeah.
this is great. There's a launch party. It's available at Lake Geneva Country Meats.
Come and get it.
And it's so good.
It's so good. So you, Miss Gallagher,
Miss Gallagher.
you are a big Irish person. You're a big St. Patrick's person.
I mean, usually. Except I don't like corned beef, which isn't Irish, I know.
We talked the meal plan last week, had a lot of the St. Pat stuff, a lot of the Irish stuff. What did you eat? I kind of want to know.
Because again, it's written down Irish Kilcannon potatoes, but not really. Let's be honest.
I wish you would have used an ellipsis instead of a comma here.
You know.
It would have been a little bit, I had Irish Kilcannon potatoes.
But not really.
But not really.
I said not really because I didn't put spinach in them. Basically, I made a baked potato. It's really just potatoes. I just thought it was fun because there was bacon, cheese, at least on mine, bacon, cheese, and broccoli, and butter, and potato. And it wasn't a baked
Did you use the Irish butter?
I did use the Irish butter. See, it was like I'm celebrating. Our good friend Kevin Fleming gave me some Kerrygold butter a long time ago, and I never thought, like, who cares? It's freaking butter. But
Oh my God. Do you know how Kerrygold got banned in Wisconsin?
No.
Yeah, we sold it illegally for a long time. Oh. So Wisconsin is insane about cheese and butter.
I don't know if Kevin did anything illegal. I don't think so. I've had it for a long time.
It's like prostitution. You could legally buy it, but you couldn't legally sell it.
Oh, he didn't sell it, so you know.
So you can give it away free.
Yeah, it was a
buy
gift.
it, but you can't sell it.
Oh, that's funny.
So the state of Wisconsin requires a state licensed butter maker to grade it.
Oh, come on.
And Kerrygold comes from Ireland, and they're like,
This is not. Oh, Jesus.
So they eventually came to some compromise.
Okay, it's available for sale.
Yeah, they came to a compromise, so we have again. But there was a time where we were getting it kind of on the DL. We're like, we're going to keep selling it because
it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's good butter.
Oh my God, it was really good. So I just laughed because we were talking about how much you loved these Irish Kilcannon potatoes, and I just don't want spinach in my potatoes. I prefer broccoli. It was so good, and I called it dinner, which it was. It was a hearty
some
meal.
Protein, some carbs.
We used bacon ends. Nick introduced me to bacon ends. Anyway, it was great. Yeah, it was, and I think it was cold and windy, so it was like the perfect. And I didn't have it on St. Patrick's Day, for the record. It was the day before or 2 days before, because it was just like cold and rainy, and it felt like a warm, comforting dinner, and it was.
The Irish are good at that because it's crap weather over there. See? Oh wait, no, it's Bridget weather.
This is why I belong. I love it there. Okay, what'd you eat, man?
So we did a chopped competition with the very talented young culinarians at Badger High School in their Pro Start program.
So cool.
I didn't actually eat much of the food because the judges ate all of it.
But it's still the best thing you ate this week.
But the soda bread. I had some soda bread that Chef Young at Simple Bakery
and Market
made, and it was really good.
Yes, and I'm not. Are you normally like a soda bread person?
No, because so Young is Korean, but he's married to an Irish woman. And when I said, "Hey, could you make some soda bread?" he said, "The crap you Americans think is soda bread with raisins and stuff in it." It's kind of paraphrasing it. There may have been some different language. Or the real stuff. And I said, the real stuff?
I don't know. How should I answer?
So he made the real stuff and was very proud of it, as he should be. It was a great quality. It's a very simple bread ingredient-wise, but you have to make it well. And we had an extra loaf that Bridget kindly gave to me. I think you maybe forgot you were giving it to me.
No, I know. I went and bought a loaf the next day.
And I smeared it with the cheese, and then I also melted some butter, or smeared it with butter, and then I melted some cheese on it, half melted, so it was like gooey.
I just ate it with gobs of butter, which is what Young said to do. It was
so good. It was so good.
They sold through 2 rounds of those, I heard.
I saw that. So
that's awesome. It was really good. In my head, soda bread is disgusting and tastes like nothing.
Yep.
But so whatever, you just apparently need to buy it at a good place.
Yeah. Do they use good flour or something?
Yeah. Sure. Why was it so good? Yeah, it was awesome. We did some driveway beers on St. Patrick's Day with our friends. It was freezing and raining, so that's very
Early shout out to Ron Henningfeld.
Early shout out. And we just, did not provide dinner because we were irresponsible like that. But we had a loaf of soda bread and some Kerrygold butter. And we were like, happy St. Patrick's Day. Here's the Guinness and some bread and butter. And it was so great. It's all we needed. Also, we had cheese, of course, because thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
So, okay, good stuff.
Here's a random news story for you. Ron Henningfeld was eating cheese with Nick Offerman because Ron's a BFD. I don't know exactly why.
Yeah, but tell us more.
Tell us more, Ron. Come on the podcast. Tell us about Nick Offerman. Is he really cool? How good's his beard? And who did you have to sleep with to get to do Nick Offerman things?
This Nick just like randomly dropped that. He's like, oh, like Ron's on a thing with Nick Offerman. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Like a picture of the screen, and there's Ron and Josie, and there's Nick Offerman. I'm like,
oh, funny.
Fair.
Goodness, isn't fair. We love you. So anyway, lots of news. Besides that news story, mine has nothing to do with Ron or cheese.
This is amazing, though.
Okay, so you all know my love for Milwaukee. So I obviously still read and look at and follow on Milwaukee. And they do a segment called Urban Spelunking. And it's just like little gems throughout town and areas, things you may or may not know, whatever. Everyone knows this. And their most recent urban spelunking was on Wolski's Tavern. And if you are not from the area and don't know what Wolski's is, you should plan a road trip to Milwaukee just to go to Wolski's. I don't know its COVID rules, so I assume it's open. But Wolski's is a little gem on the east side that you would never know. And it is literally just like a house. It's a house. I mean, I don't mean literally. It is actually a house, and you would never know from the outside that it's a bar. There might be a sign. I don't even know if there's a sign. But their big thing is like, I closed Wolski's. And if you stay until bar close, you get a bumper sticker. And at I don't know, if you're special, you get an apron. Shannon once got an apron when she closed Wolski's. She and her friend Ann, I believe, both got an apron and like wore it around at bar time when we were cool.
Speaking of Shannon.
Did you just ask her about soda bread?
No, she just texted me.
So anyway, you should check out this whole urban spelunking series. It's really cool, especially if you're from the Midwest and like want to visit or learn more about Milwaukee, or just want to take a little road trip, or want to be like me and think of my glory days when I was in my 20s, going to Wolski's and closing it at bar time, when now I'm waking up to help my 5-year-old who's having a nightmare at bar time. So same, but different. So anyway, urban spelunking,
really
Wolski's Tavern. It is great. I read the urban spelunking all the time, and it's
really cool old pictures. I love like urban planning stuff and like plat maps, and they have some really cool plat maps and stuff in here.
It's on the weirdest little street too. It's like everything's very grid-like off of Brady Street, except where Wolski's is. It's like this weird angled street. I remember the first time I went, I was like, I don't know where this is. I'm not very cool. All these things look like residential houses. They have free bar popcorn, again, pre-COVID. Guys, I haven't been to Wolski's in a million years. But anyway, super great. Check out Wolski's. The end.
Okay.
All right.
Mine is, I love the New York Times. I think everybody knows that. I scroll it often at night, just because it's a good way to keep up with stuff. And they also have so many talented writers around the world that you're going to find something new that you're going to think is interesting. So this one was about, the headline was Europe's attempt at making their own Yellowstone. Something like, it's the world through a lens, the making of a European Yellowstone. So in Romania, they're taking this huge natural forest and turning it into a natural park. Americans, Teddy Roosevelt, really are the people that invented national parks and conservationism. He shot a lot of elephants. Maybe he said some racist things. We should probably cancel him.
Right.
But he did invent national parks, which is really cool. So the photography in this, it's a really interesting story about some of the challenges they have. About how like there's hunting lodges and there's leases on that, and the government's trying to buy them, but they don't want to cooperate. It's very interesting. There's a lot of gorgeous pictures.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a really interesting Europe versus America thing. And if they can pull this off, it'll be really awesome and great for nature.
The people and our country.
So if you like national parks, if you like beautiful photography, really, if you like kind of America and Europe are different, it's just a fun story to read.
Great. Good find. Always a good find on the New York Times, man.
Always a good find.
Okay, are you done?
I have no dad joke.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, well then,
on that downer note.
Lucky you, no dad joke today. We're going to take a quick breather and we'll be right back. dancing, which means we're
Backing
back.
it up.
He's really happy there's sun out today.
I love the sun. I'm driving to Milwaukee, or as they mean in the Native American language, land of the good stuff.
The good land.
Whatever. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm going to put my brown wood framed sunglasses on that are like my summer ones with the amber tint and enjoy the sun.
These are my summer ones, man. They're just plain black. I have 900 pairs.
Yes, but you're so stylish and like seasonal. Why don't you have summer sunglasses?
I don't know. I have like 900 pairs of sunglasses.
No. Okay.
This is just like the ones that aren't broken.
Is that what you're recommending? Sunglasses that aren't
Those
broken.
are polarized from Amazon. I have nice polarized ones from Clearwater, but I break sunglasses all the time / they get scratched. Anyway, not my product rec for today, but maybe fourth bonus product rec.
Yeah, we've had some good ones today.
I know, man. Some weeks I struggle, which is ridiculous, but this one's especially special. I'm talking about a body scrubber. I didn't know what to call it.
I'm very interested.
I know. I'm so excited about this.
I was going through the outline and I literally typed in here, ooh, tell me more about this.
This sounds so useful.
And then I was like, oh, she's going to think I'm being a jerk and sarcastic because oftentimes
you
I
never
can
know.
be sarcastic. But I'm like, no.
And there's no font for sarcasm. There
Yes,
should
I
be a
want to
sarcasm
know.
font. Okay. So, we take showers every day in theory, right? So I've always used a loofah, but I don't remember how long ago I started reading that those are bad for a lot of reasons, but namely being that like invisible mold and bacteria grow in them. And so like I sometimes might still have one for my kids and things, whatever. I change them out much more often, but like I always just had a loofah. So I've been on the hunt for like, where can I squeeze my body wash and scrub my body without being a thing that's disgusting, but also a thing that is soft enough. And so like I've tried the natural sponges that are like really hard. I don't know if you've seen them.
Like from the ocean?
Yeah, that are like, look like a piece of coral. I've tried those. I've tried like, that's exfoliating.
That seems very hard.
I haven't found anything that worked until I got targeted with an ad for a soft silicone face brush cleanser and massager manual cleansing scrubber. Okay.
It looks like the front part of a sandal.
Yeah, I said I should have brought it. So it looks like I don't know. Yeah, it looks like a little rubber mat with little like bristles, rubber bristles, and it's perfect. Like
Looks like Mr. Miyagi.
so far, I think it's perfect. You easy to hold on to. Squeeze your body wash. It suds up nicely, and it's soft enough that it feels like it's a good balance of being soft, but it feels like it's exfoliating nicely.
My God, it's $5.63.
Just get it. $5.93.
And it has 36,000 ratings, and it's a 4.5.
You guys, I'm just saying, there's also a facial brush. There's 2 different bristle sizes, one for your face. I don't actually use mine on my face, but you could. I wouldn't.
We have a link to this to buy on Amazon in the show notes. Go
buy
and get it.
I mean, it's $6, so just take the gamble, guys. If not, use it on your kids. You can easily like rinse it out. You can see if there's any germs or any, like, okay, you can't see germs, but you can see mold. You can see gross things on it. So it's easy. It's great. I love it.
Did you get out the electron microscope to look if there was germs in there?
I have not. Maybe there is germs. I'm sorry if that's a bad recommendation. It's $6. Use it until there's germs. Get a new one.
Okay, I have 2 product recommendations.
Oh, of course,
Actually,
man.
I'm
So
just
we're
gonna
like 8 strong.
I'm going to skip my real one
Okay.
because this is too funny not to recommend.
Oh, no.
The Badger High School Academic Planner. I highly recommend that.
Oh, it's in my car. Dang it.
So we went to our alma mater to film
my
this chat
God.
thing, as I previously mentioned. And as we're checking in, because it's like harder to get into than Fort Knox.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
And they have their academic planners there. And Bridget goes, oh my God, I love those. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh.
Dang it. I wish I had mine. It's in the car, you guys.
So it has like motivational messages, and you can put your class things there, and like who you're crushing on at what time.
Measuring conversion charts.
All the things. And Bridget's like, I use this every day. Didn't you use it? And you know I love a good planner now, but I was not.
He did
in high
not
school.
use it.
So we're down at the classroom, and the assistant principal comes down. His name's Giovingo. Oh, he has a first name too, but I don't think anybody calls him by his first name.
Mr. G. We call him Mr. G.
Anyway, Gio comes on down and is like, what are you doing here? And
We were
like, well,
chit-chatting.
and I was like, Gio, Bridget saw the planner and freaked out, and he starts dying. And he's like, I'll be right back. He goes and gets planners and gives them to us along with a hall pass for Badger for a
which
year.
is on a Post-it. Okay, you guys, Nick is not doing this planner justice. It's the perfect size. It is spiral bound. It has space for everything you need. I know we're always on the hunt for the perfect planner, and this planner is it, okay? Plus, it's more than a planner when you're in high school. It's like, yeah, who you're crushing on, what you're doing that weekend. So me and my sisters still have them because it's like our journal. So we didn't have my gratitude journal and my monthly planner and my weekly planner and we had one thing provided to us by our high school, and it held everything we needed. Oh, I love it so much.
So if you need a good planner, head on down to Badger High School. Make a donation or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
And just say like, hey, can I have one of these?
They're sitting in the front office, okay?
So if you can manage to get in, I'm sure you can get one.
Yeah, good luck with that, though.
That's what I got for you this week.
We'll be right back. Woo, okay. All right, guys.
We're back.
We're just still discussing the journal, and I'm really excited.
Did you miss us?
Did you?
We switched up the break music a little bit. I don't know if you like that more or less.
Did you
Hello
dance?
at dinnerplusdrinks.com. Let us know. We like to
Tell
like
Nick
to
it was
give
a
you little.
terrible choice. We're changing it up for spring.
If you're interested in where we get the music, Soundstripe, I can get you a referral code. You'll save some money. We like Ghost Beats with a Z.
With a Z, because we love when things are intentionally misspelled. I hate that. Do you like that?
It
Drives me
depends
nuts.
on the use case.
Oh my God. Like cafe with a K makes me crazy.
Well, that's European.
We are in America.
Well, but if you're trying to be a European style cafe.
If you're saying like kids cafe, I don't think you're trying to be European.
No. Okay.
You're trying to be crafty with a K.
Crafty with a K.
Okay.
So that means it's time for Interesting Questions with Bridget and Nick. And it is Bridget's turn to ask me questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
It says
I'm ready.
COVID anniversary edition. So like we're
I had it in my planner. Bridget's asking me some
but
questions.
he threw it out. So, okay, we're talking about I'm wrapping up this year of COVID, right? It's a year. We talked about that. Now we're moving on. We're into our second year. This actually came to me from Kim at work. She's like, I have a good thought for interesting questions. And I was like, well, it's my week, man. Lay it on me. So this is more of a checkup on your first year from COVID. And I need to know.
Not well, Bridget.
I need to know a few things,
Not
okay?
well.
I first need to know if there was anything that you panic bought that's still in your pantry.
No. I don't really panic buy food. I have the world's largest
I didn't
pantry
think so.
in my backyard, literally.
But there are some things you can't get there. And I was curious if you panic bought anything.
I'm pretty flexible on stuff. I'm a good sub-ingredient person.
But what about for your daughter? She was really just started eating during the pandemic.
Yeah, well, and she's getting a little pickier now, but she was very good about eating anything.
Mm-hmm.
We did stock up pretty hard on formula. With her being, and not by pretty hard, we bought a 6-week supply. So
okay. Was that your biggest stockpile? No, this will come later.
So that would be, and I did get kind of a look. I'm like, hey man, screw you. My kid's eating. She's with the colic and stuff. We had a specific one. It was Target brand gentle formula, so it wasn't something stupid. But it really worked well for her. So that was the one where
I do remember you doing this. And I was like, you're a douchebag. What about other people that need it?
I don't care about other people.
No, I remember this because...
I care deeply about other... So we've had this discussion, my wife and I, and my family and I, about I'm a very care about other people. And sometimes we got to take hits for the greater good. I truly believe that. At what point then do you say, at some point I have to say, my daughter is more important than your daughter?
Well, okay, man.
And that was when I said my daughter's more important than your daughter. Sorry.
Lucy was still in. Yeah, Lucy wasn't one yet when the pandemic started. So I specifically remember standing, because by the time we switched to formula a couple months before she turned 1, and I remember standing there being like, how much of this can I buy without being rude? And I think there might have been a limit already, and Lucy had normal formula, so I just bought 2 at a time. I think I don't know, but even that, man. Okay. Anyway, this is great. So no, you don't still have that in your pantry because she's drinking
What about
milk
you?
now.
Was it chicken?
Did I panic buy food? I didn't panic buy any food, I don't think. I don't remember panic buying food. Also, I work, with you.
Yeah.
I feel like for some reason I probably bought more canned goods. Like we don't usually have a ton of canned.
We're a big canned good family.
Yeah.
We have par levels on what we want in our pantry for
that seems
staples.
fair.
So,
I ran out of canned corn the other day and I was really upset.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I know, because I didn't keep my power levels up because I just cleaned out the whole pantry and I know, man. I don't think I panic bought food. I just bought more canned food than I normally would because, I felt pressure from society. Okay. I need to know more about your stockpiling. Did you stockpile hand sanitizer?
Yes.
For home, not work.
Yeah. I was buying for work a lot too. Mm-hmm. But again, because baby, we wanted to make sure we had these things for our kid. So we bought 2 huge things of hand sanitizer. We are not hand sanitizer people.
Oh, you're not?
No, we believe in soap and water. It's ultimately better for you.
There's an occasion for both things.
Yeah, but so changing diapers and stuff, there's an occasion for both things, but we're not those people. But yeah, so we bought significantly more than we usually do. We bought a bunch of disinfectant wipes because we use those a lot. We are very clean people. We do more spray and wipe.
I was going to say, did you ration your Clorox wipes?
We did.
Yeah.
We did try to buy enough toilet paper. We actually did the math.
You are jumping ahead.
You asked so there was a lot of stories where you buy this much toilet paper, you'd have to take this many dumps in a day. So we figured out kind of the schedule.
You did do the math.
And we're okay, so we, this will probably sort itself out in 3 months. So if we can get this much, that'll be good. So we got to that.
Okay.
And then we were done.
Really, my question was, one of my other questions, do you still have toilet paper in stock?
Oh God, no.
So I actually didn't realize that I was I didn't mean to stockpile toilet paper. All I did was buy a bigger case. Normally I would just buy the 4 or whatever. Instead I'd buy the 12 during COVID. We also became Costco members and have gone once, which is, I don't understand Costco. I tried and I was I don't get it. But I just went through our last big thing of toilet paper. I was shit, I have to just shop for toilet paper like a regular person now. I haven't bought toilet paper in a year. So anyway, okay, Clorox wipes is the other thing that I ration. Did you ever have to make hand sanitizer for your house?
Yeah, we did.
Out of vodka.
Well, no, okay, so
or other.
We did it at work. We made some.
Yeah, you had to use. Some hooch.
Some, essential oils and stuff. And people at work were insane, both customers and employees. And, people are oh, my hands are so chapped because of so much sanitizer. I'm and pretty early on, we figured out that this was not a contact surface spreadable disease.
Yeah.
And I'm y'all are stupid.
Okay.
Stop it.
I have to say, though, I know that. I've known that for a long time, and I'm still an obsessive sanitizer.
I'm kind of into, get some germs.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of germs, though. We keep
a lot of puke.
My weird hand sanitizer thing. I don't know if it's totally weird. I always had one in my purse because kids. So if we're at the zoo, we spray it on before they have a snack, whatever. But I keep one in my car.
That's fair because that's weird animal poop everywhere.
Yes, man. So we have a specific one for the kids. That's not whatever. Hello Bello brand. Love it.
It should be the vodka one because vodka is edible.
It is not the vodka one. It smells like green apple. I
can get some green apple Smirnoff.
Get out. Oh. That was the first shot I ever took, I think, was a green apple something. And I was why am I taking a shot of this? It was terrible. Thanks, Brittany.
It was a foreshadow that she's moving to Washington.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had pink pants on when I did it, if that gives you any indication. I was going to a frat party. Whoa, that was a long time ago. Okay. So I keep a bottle of hand sanitizer in my car door now. This is the weirdest thing I do, but I also thrift shop a lot, so I do that. But that was my weirdest thing. So really important question here. Did you make sourdough bread?
Fuck no.
I just really wanted your reaction to
Fuck
this.
No. Okay, so we talked about simple earlier. My friend Chef Young is very good at making really good sourdough bread. They needed money. They needed people to buy sourdough bread.
We are buying it.
Why the fuck? Sorry, I said this would be family friendly.
It's not.
Would I go and make crappy sourdough bread? Because I'm sorry, your sourdough sucks.
Compared to that.
When I could buy probably some of the best bread I've ever had at a very fair price and support my friends.
It's funny. I was having this conversation with someone else and I was like, maybe if I didn't have like direct access to this bakery in that, one, my in-laws own it. Two, it's 4 seconds from my house. 3, I drive past it every day. You know, maybe if I didn't have direct access to this bakery, I would have considered taking up that hobby. But also, like, we were the people that didn't have the relaxing start to the pandemic, more of the panic start to the pandemic. So, so my last question is, did you pick up any new hobbies in this relaxing time?
I don't know if I'd say new hobbies, because it's been
not a lot of free time.
Not a lot of free time, and we moved, so trying to get stuff around the house, and it's just like a disaster. There's still a lot of projects around the house, but I'm a much better cook. Like, for sure, I'm a much better cook.
That's a good thing.
Because with everybody else, I'm a much better podcaster, I'm a much better video person, I'm a much better photographer, and I'm a much better cook. The podcast really was, or not the podcast, the pandemic really was this arms race of digital media, especially in the food world, where, you know, we have a real podcast that we've had for a long time. You know, it shifted when Bridget came on board, but we had a real commercial podcast that gets 100 to 150 downloads an episode. That's a lot.
So to be clear, not Dinner Plus Drinks. Yep. It was prior to that.
So we decided we wanted to upgrade the equipment, and we decided this pre-pandemic. And then the world went crazy, and every idiot in the world decided they wanted to have a podcast, and they got the stimulus checks and the this and the that, and they had too much time and they couldn't go out to eat. So, like, these microphones, we couldn't buy them for 3 months. The soundboard we use, the lenses for like cameras. So I had to get a lot better without the equipment, and that was a lot of work. The amount of content being put out about idiots that think they can cook now was insane. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to denigrate anybody, but, you know, so really had to step up our game to keep the edge over, as somebody that does this for a living, that's somebody that does this as like, hey, I'm not a chef, but I'm going to give you some things you haven't thought of. I really had to learn a lot and get a lot better to keep that difference between average person at home that likes to cook where I am and where a chef is.
Yeah.
So I've gotten better at a lot of those things. Like, I've really honed a lot of skills.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say new hobbies.
It's cool to look back on, because I just spent so long being like, I didn't have time to come up with a new hobby. So I'm trying to look back and be like, but what did I do that was cool?
You got better at Zooming, for sure.
It's funny. I was on a Zoom call this morning and I was like, I still don't look any better on Zoom calls than I did 8 months ago. Zoom calls, you always look terrible.
I would say we're better at drinking in garages now than we were previously.
Yeah, actually, yes. We are more flexible with our social activity. We drink outside in colder, wetter weather than we used to. Oh, good times.
It was in December, I believe, that...
Speaking of colder, wetter weather.
My friends Kyle, Ron, and Tyler and I were on my patio flying a drone, drinking beer, and it was freaking cold.
And windy.
And we were like 6-ish feet apart. And
but the freezing cold air killed all the germs.
We were having a great time.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I learned that skill. There we go. New hobby.
Skill.
Drinking outside in the freezing cold, flying a drone.
I do appreciate that it's made us put our kids outside in weather that we might not normally. Like, I'll never forget early pandemic when like we're talking crying every day early, you know, well, what are we doing? We took the kids out hiking, like on these cross country trails every weekend as long as we could. Didn't care if it was raining, and like, they don't care. So that was one of my fondest memories. Early pandemic, we went behind Badger and like on those trails, and it was disgusting out. It was cold. It was March, so it was cold and rainy and wet, but we had the greatest time. And
England weather. I thought you loved it.
I mean, I liked it, but I wouldn't normally be like, let's go on a hike, kids. Anyway, that was a fun little recap, trying to be like, hey, remember these ridiculous things we've done in the past year? Making sourdough. Okay, so anyway, it's time for more food. More food.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go off the thing.
I'm glad.
Tuesday is cheesesteak day. We only have one cheesesteak recipe on the...
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Really important holiday to celebrate. Got to get it right.
I've been to like the cheesesteak places in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a crap hole. Like, it is dirty. It smells bad. It's like all the, like the old cities in America that are like, you're not quite old enough to be historic. You're just old enough to be like old.
Weathered.
That's a good way to put it. Nice. Boston's cute. New York's wonderful. DC's, like all these old. I like Baltimore, except the wire part of it.
The crime rate.
But Philadelphia, you're just like, this is a crap hole. Like, it is a crap hole.
I've only been like once to a diner while I was on a road trip.
So, but the cheesesteaks are exceptional.
All right.
Really do like that. And so we need to add some. I made a chicken cheesesteak that you'll see on the meal plan. So I'm not actually cooking it the week you're listening to it. I cooked it yesterday. And they were delicious.
They look delicious.
They were so good. So I would recommend you make that if you want to do the cheesesteak, but not do like the beef and like save some money. Although if you use the right steak, you're actually not saving that much money.
Nick asked,
Never mind.
What should I make on this? Should it be chicken or what was the other option? Pork?
Pork? I don't remember.
Whatever. Chicken or beef? And I was like, chicken. He's like, why did I even ask? It looks so good.
It was really good. Good flavor. It's fun when we use chicken.
And I don't ever think to use chicken. When you say cheesesteak, I'm like, don't care. It's not chicken. But yeah, so I'm pumped for that recipe.
So check that one out.
I couldn't pick it because I knew Nick would. But I did wait to pick my recipe because if Nick wasn't doing the cheesesteak, I thought he'd pick this one.
This is a really good recipe.
To kick off your week, one of the options is pineapple teriyaki pulled pork sandwiches. So not only do I love the picture on this recipe on our website, but this is like, my kids love pork. I was just having this conversation and I like feel fine about it, but I don't love the texture. So pulled pork, I'm happy with. The texture doesn't bother me as much as like a chunk of pork. So plus all things teriyaki, always, forever, I love you. So I think you could put teriyaki on anything.
Have you made a bead bracelet yet? That says,
I love teriyaki. It's a very long bracelet. I have very small wrists.
I love you.
Teriyaki, I heart you. Coming next week. So this sandwich is so great. You can just like buy a cheater slaw to use on it. Like buy the slaw, the broccoli slaw, the bag, which is great. Put that with this like sweet and tangy. I don't know. Is that the right way to describe it? Whatever. It's a good slow cooker meal.
Nailed it.
Look at me. Sweet and tangy. Slow cooker meal. Do it on Monday. Have leftovers. Yum. I want to eat it right now. So that's a good one.
All right. It's time for
Kid Corner. This is going to be so great. Okay. So I'm gonna kick this off because what we haven't talked about much is St. Patrick's Day. I mean, we talked about our potatoes, but okay, I don't know where to start. So I pick Elliot up from school at, mid-afternoon, and usually it's just a, hey, Mom, and it's like the best part of the day, right? Because he's so excited. So on St. Patrick's Day, they were supposed to wear neon colors or white because they had gym that day, and the gym teacher is so cool at Central Denison. She's awesome. So she did, we got a note home saying that the leprechauns had taken over the gym, and they turned out the lights and they were up in the rafters, whatever. So they had a black light in the gym. So the kids would glow if they wore neon.
So we used to do that when I was at the school.
Really?
But we had a little different game.
I didn't go to this school. So
where, because it's like a carpeted small gym.
It is not anymore.
And there's a landing, and the gym teacher would stand up there with the foam soccer balls, and he put up some mats, and you had to run. No, you had to run from one side of the gym to the other, and he would throw them at you.
Okay, that's horrifying.
It was so much fun.
Dodgeball.
So much fun.
This was different. But so I expected him to
Kids are getting soft.
come home raving about that because we knew about that. Oh no! Instead, he runs outside, and if you're watching the video, he goes, "A leprechaun came in our classroom," and he jumped and did this, and I was like, "What, Elliot?" Those were the first words he said to me. Apparently, a leprechaun came into their classroom, and the thing he's like, he crumpled up paper everywhere, and he took Nolan's shoes, and he peed green in the toilet. So, what I didn't realize is we did. As a kid, and so I did this with my kids, leprechaun ladders. So it was just this little whatever. We made a little leprechaun ladder, hung it on the mantle, and the leprechaun bounces up it and leaves a little green treat, some gold coins and a little green candy, whatever. That's what I did for my kids. Well, so instead, that was, Tuesday night into Wednesday. Elliot comes home from school on Wednesday, and instead he's mad that we didn't trap a damn leprechaun. So apparently that's all the rage now, that you have to trap a leprechaun. Yeah. So they don't come up a ladder, which I thought listen, I was barely going to do that, but my mom encouraged me to, which I'm glad she did. I did that, and I was so excited.
Shout out, Beth.
I know. She's like, well, what about your leprechaun ladder? I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. And she's like, I didn't have it in me. So she cut out the pieces for me and was like, okay, I'll do it. Fine. So anyway, yeah. Instead, he's like, Mom, why are we the only people that didn't do a leprechaun trap? I'm like, I'm sorry, Elliot. So,
because we're Irish and we love leprechauns, so we made ladders for them instead of trapping them.
I just don't know the story anymore. So I got to catch up. And all of my friends with younger kids, I'll fill you in.
Yeah, fill me in.
It was hilarious. So anyway, it was a fun St. Patrick's Day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I teased this earlier.
Oh, man.
So daylight savings time, we thought we were smart. Actually, I shouldn't say we. I should say my wife, Sarah. She is smart. She did a good plan to get Simo ready for the shifting bedtime. We are a big routine with the bedtime. Works out well for us. She went to sleep. And since daylight savings time, she's sleeping till like 7:30.
It's brilliant.
Which is great, but also she goes to school at 7:30. So it's a little like, hey, Simo, I gotta get up. And so the other day, I think it was Tuesday, we don't set an alarm because she wakes us up.
Because we have kids.
And I kind of wake up and I'm like,
oh my, sounds nice on the audio.
That whole thing. I'm like, oh, it's still dark out because stupid daylight savings time. I'm like, it's gonna be like 5 o'clock. And I look at the clock, it's like, oh, it's 6:45. And I start looking around and Sarah's not anywhere. So I'm like, she must be like doing some work. Okay. So I go in and take a shower. Oh, actually, first I checked the baby cam. And Simo is passed out. Like, passed out. Curled up in a ball. She's got her blankie next to her. She's got 3 passes. She's got a passy in the mouth. She's got one in her hand. She's got one next to her. I'm like,
oh, funny.
All right, I'm going to go take a shower. So I shower, get out. It's, like 6:55. Take a look at the baby monitor. She now has a blankie under her head, a blankie in her hand, and a blankie over her head.
How many blankets does she have?
3. She usually strategically spaces them out so she can roll around in the crib.
Get a blanket whenever.
Yeah, so one's always, it's like the other side of the pillow is so cool. Oh. So she can go get a cool side of the bed, a cool, she's small enough. It's smart. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, very smart.
7:15, we're like, she's got to get dressed. We got to feed her breakfast. She's got to go to school. We both had 8 o'clock meetings. We're like,
it's always when you have an 8 o'clock
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah, we're like, what? Yes. Come on, monster, get up.
Yeah.
So Sarah literally walks in. Simona, good morning. Nothing. Snoring. Literal snoring. Okay? Turn off the sound machine. Nothing. That usually, because she usually was like, I like that. What are you doing? Why are you turning it off?
Mom.
Open the blinds.
Nothing.
Turn on the lights. Nothing. Pick her up. It's like when they fall asleep in the car and you get them out and they're like,
the best.
On the shoulder thing. Change her out.
Come on. She stayed asleep? Oh my God. I wish.
So we finally, when we had her sitting, holding her standing upright and, putting the, shirt over her that she finally woke up.
Man, it's killing you too, man, right? We were talking about this.
Yes. I just was like, I wish I had this on camera.
I wish her monitor was recording.
It was such a bummer because it was this is great and hilarious, but also, I got a BD.
Yes, I know. But I keep saying, Nick and I were saying, we're exhausted, but our kids are sleeping in, so we're sleeping later. I'm like, but somehow we're still so tired.
I don't understand why we
happening?
do this to ourselves.
I know. Where did we say we have to move so we don't have to deal with this? Half of Indiana?
Yeah, half of Indiana.
We'll just move to Indiana for
Gary, Indiana.
Let us know if you're having a hard time and are your kids being crazy.
I hate you if you're not.
We love you, all of you, and we're grateful for you. Thanks for listening.
We're especially grateful if you share us with your friends, give us a rating or a subscription. Actually, they don't even call it subscription anymore. Give us a follow.
Ooh, look at us with our lingo. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Dinner Plus Drinks Podcast. We love if you interact on there with us.
Hello at dinnerplusdrinks.com. We like your emails. We appreciate them.
Yep.
I see all of them. Bridget only sees the nice ones.
That's because Nick's nice to me in that way.
Well, I mean, I don't want someone being like, well, it's nice that you rolled into breakfast with your son at 8 o'clock in the morning and didn't do your hair.
Well,
I don't want you to get that.
Don't even. Well, bitch, I didn't like your shirt.
I mean,
Listen, I want to read those comments and I will be pleasant to those people.
Oh, I send them really mean things back.
Just kidding. You guys have been really awesome and supportive.
Thanks, guys. You're all the best. We will be back next week with another fun-filled edition of Dinner Plus Drinks podcast. And then the week after that, we'll have an Easter one. We got to have a Pinkies Up coming up soon.
I'm going to wear an Easter bonnet.
Oh my gosh, Bridget, should we tell everybody about how we have a fun week of planning next week? And we're hoping maybe some new things on this podcast.
I know this is actually in my head. I wasn't saying it out loud. Those were my exact thoughts. I was like, can we announce new things? We have a lot of fun stuff. We love to plan, as you know. So we are taking our...
We even stole planners from our old high school.
We even stole planners from our... So normally last January we did a planning day that, went to shit. No,
the universe said... Ha, 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 ha.
Planning 2.5 days. Like we rent a conference room, rip it all apart, and break it down. So
we have theme days. We have
got to wear my Steve Kerr jersey.
Boards.
So we're doing that next week, and we're super, super excited because we feel like we're at a time where we can hopefully plan again.
COVID's over.
Oh, sure. So anyway, we're doing that next week, and hopefully we can announce some super fun things after we get through planning everything. So maybe it'll be like an Easter treat for you.
And you are here on the ground floor.
You're welcome. And thank you.
That's a song from Moana.
Yes,
all right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.